Hello, everyone, and welcome back to JRPL Frontline. It is Power Rankings time. Yes, your co-host Scott is here once again, and it's not a surprise this time that my co-host BeerMeJesus is still the champ because there hasn't been an event yet. It's the first time in a while there's not been an event in between recordings. So, champ, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, Scott?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good. It's been a long week, and it's Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
If that gets anything across. Um, it's always fun to date these, and it's June 24th, and I really don't have anything new from last time. Um, there is a funny kind of thing when you really think about it, because last time in our intro I did say that the JRPL likes to avoid the harassment or rape, etc. storylines, completely forgetting about a storyline that Woody had done. Um,
Oh yeah.
right, so
Yeah.
yeah, that was not wanted. um, Barely even advised of and whatnot. So, yeah, I will completely disown, and I had nothing to do with it. But I don't ever want anything to do with anything like that. So, there you go.
Right.
There's our statement on that. It's to each their own. A lot of the JRPL freedom is you come up with your characters and you do stuff, but I can tell you right now, with the way the booking team is, I'd like to say, at least I myself, would step in if I find something to be outright offensive like that I was aware of. So, that's me. I would never do something like that. Even though stuff comes up, there was a spot in a match I was running that I realized was a little too close to home with all the Black Lives Matter stuff, and I went, that's too heelish, not going to do it. And you could probably guess what that would have been.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference in having the idea kind of come around from the reverse, because it was basically a lion tamer on someone's injured neck, and then you put the pieces together, you realize, nope, that's going to get connotations, and
Yeah.
you end up in a situation where you have the Lake of Reincarnation, and you happen to have someone drown in it, quote unquote. No, that's not it whatsoever, but it still comes across as. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's that kind of thing.
It's distasteful.
It's distasteful, and if you are aware of it and can avoid it, you do it. If it happens unintentionally, well, you speak up on it and you go from there.
Right.
I know it's a little preachy here in the first 2-3 minutes, but the way I always see it is you can never intend if someone is offended or not. I mean, you can absolutely try, but someone could take offense to something that you did not mean to be offensive. You don't get to decide whether or not they're offended or not. They are, and you deal with it from there. So it can happen. It's never, as far as I know, intended. Even that storyline was not intended. It was supposed to be edgy. That's all it ever was. But it was still very poor taste. So
It was, yeah.
yeah. So let's talk about rankings. I know it's completely different.
Let's do it.
It's completely different. But it's being silent on that stuff is the whole point about what's not working nowadays. And you got to speak up on it. You got to be anti as well. And the fact
Right.
that it's taken this kind of stuff to make people be that is bad of its own accord, and that's kind of the point. So that's just me. I'm usually one calling out idiocy or stupidity whenever I see it here and there. You can't let people get away with that, and that's just like dumb comments, let alone bad ideas. So, and that's just something I do in life a lot.
Right.
It rubs people the wrong way sometimes, but your self-worth is what's important there. So, but I mean, if we're talking about role models, which I'm not saying I am, but I mean, we got the world champion here. So, champ, we're looking at the power rankings, and how's that for a segue? We are looking at you at the top of the faces. So yes, we can see
Ooh.
our power rankings following Backlash and In Your House TakeOver. TakeOver in Your House. Excuse me, I backwards it. The whole point with this is basically two events. Now, these power rankings are usually done after a main show, but considering these two were a week apart, there was no sense in doing the power rankings in the middle of the week just to have them change the next day or so. So this is based on two events. Everything led up to where Money in the Bank was, and then we had these two things. So, we've got you at the top. Of the faces, you are the number one face. You are the world champion. You did retain successfully. Once, there was no cash-in. over JJ Rocky, who's never been beaten. You did go up, so you did not have the top spot last time, but there you are at the top. How do you feel, number one, once again?
I like being there. But anybody in the top 3 could easily be number 1.
Well, we got Bastion and the GMSG not moving, according to what I've got here, so let's keep going down. Broken Nerd's up there at number 4. He retained as well.
You could put him up there too, yep.
He's climbing up. JDonio is even, and then Spring Tigress is down to 6. And I believe Tigress? Was Tigress number 1? Because if everybody else either went up or stayed even, Tigress must have been first, right? Like, I forgive me for not remembering it, but
I'm pretty sure she was first because she beat me, so...
Only 3 people went down, Spring, Bomber, and CT, and they are 6th, 8th, and 14th. So, I gotta think that's what we're looking at there. Bastion, with the King of the Ring, he did advance, as did the GMSG, so they're kind of neck and neck in the same position. Bastion advanced over Red, who's over there number 3 on the heels, who dropped, and that's why. And GMSG advanced over Bomber, who's number 8 on the faces, and that's why he dropped. So the King of the Ring is basically going to be one of the 2 top faces there is.
Mm-hmm.
And probably going after the number 1, which is you, the world champion.
It's true.
So JD is there. Like I said, Spring dropped, which is kind of a raw deal for Spring, but I guess it's more in the case of what the others did, because Spring didn't lose. Spring and I went to a no contest, double DQ. I dropped as well. She went to 6, I went to 7. But it's not a win, so it's not as good as getting a win, so people are going to go ahead of you. Even though,
right.
I mean, it's even, come on. But whatever. I digress. The rest of the top 10 on the faces, we've got Luke Gray going up. I honestly don't know if he was top 10 or not. I think he was. But he's climbed ahead of Bomber. Ash is number 9, and the Lucha Warriors number 10, and we'll mention Kier 1 is number 11, the tag team. And just for the sake of it, if I scroll down a little bit, you'll see that the faces end at 21. There's actually not even 30 faces in the JRPL right now. There's barely even 20. And Camicat is there. After a period of inactivity, you'll see Camicat's there. De Souls may fart over there. After, like, Midnight Rider's even down there. After you've been gone for a while, you drop off, because we're not going to rank you after, I believe, 5 that you've missed, 5 main shows. And I believe Cammy's last main was Mania.
Yeah.
So, that's 3 down. Yeah. So that's where we're at for her. Vitamin, though, he's just losing, and he's down there.
Yeah, he's on a skid.
Yeah. Cade went up, Green went down, Cam went up, Hippo and Junction stayed even, and CT went down. Buck went up, even though with a loss, but it was a good showing. And Cremador...
Yeah.
Well, again, it's not just a loss. We're talking also in your house. So when you think about that, Tigress lost 1, but won 1, because she got eliminated and then had this match. I lost 1. Sorry. We both lost 1 and went even. So that's why we dropped, because we didn't have a win in 2 matches. That's that. But Bomber, he advanced... he advanced and then dropped. It's a mess when there's 2 shows. I'm already confusing myself. But looking at the faces, what are you looking at? What are you thinking there? What stands out to you on the faces?
Very top heavy. Well, like the first top 6, it's like anybody could be like the best in that group.
You said they were pretty much interchangeable, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pretty crazy to see the first drop is number 6.
It is, yeah, it is. We don't have a lot of faces, but the faces that we do have usually do a lot of work. So I mean, it's pretty good.
Very strong, very strong. Let's go over to the heels. We have Chappers and Modstep, the tag champions. They have risen to number 1 and 2. Redhead dropped to 3. Like I said, lost her match in the tournament, so she's dropped down. We've got Payne even at 4, or Stella has dropped down. He's the Money in the Bank holder, and he didn't get a win, so that's part of what happens there. Captain Charisma went up, though. He has the Road Warrior and retained it. But then I think No, he's lost it. 'Cause now it's LJ. We're getting over there. He's number one tweener, and that's why. It's Road Warriors on Road Warriors always ranked. So no matter what happens between rankings, they're all taken into account. So everything is accounted for that. So Double or Nothing was taken into account for these as well for the Road Warrior champion peoples. Excuse me. I'll let you talk for a second there while I clear my throat before we get to me. But from the heels, it's not as heavy, but they're definitely noteworthy. Like they're all heavy hitters in the same kind of breath, but not as heavy as the faces, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you got, like I said, you got like the tag champs. You got Orstella who's in there. Payne, who just recently went heel. He's got big things going, and you got Red, who's the top lock champ. So I mean, you know, it's pretty top heavy too for its 5.
It is, and I will say, just like in the faces, there's heavy hitters next below that. I'll toot my own horn. I'm there, but I dropped it. I'm down to 7. But JJ Rocky went up. He's there. Nathan 8K is there, and Cassius are there. Those two going up as well. JJ went up. JJ Rocky went up in a loss to the world champion.
That's nothing to get down about. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Like that's. His stock continues to rise in the top 10 after losing in his first title defense or challenge.
Also, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to Payne because, like, I think he's one of the newer guys, and now look at him. He's in the top lock title match. You know?
He's in line. So, Red actually right there. Red and Payne are going to have a match at Extreme Rules for the top lock title. Mm-hmm. We'll talk more about matches here in a bit. We've got a lot more to announce as well. And for those wondering. You're watching this before the promo I talked about coming out. I didn't do it yet. I'm doing it later. It's coming after this one, so don't worry. That tease is coming. Don't worry. But for the rest of the top of the heels, if I scroll down, you'll see. Oh, we got almost 30 heels. We almost got 30. We got Cassius. We got Wookie. We got Tino down to 12. Wookie's fallen hard. These guys are from the King of the Ring. Fell out of the top 10. Urban Legend went up. Hero dropped. I mean, he's 14th place. He was the Ultraviolet champion, and now he's down here. The Dark Rider got a win. Like I said, he was facing you, and he's pulled out a win now. So he's I mean, 16th isn't exactly someone to worry about, and yet that's who you need to worry about because his stock will only go up if he beats you, and I mean yours will go down, right? So that's who you got to watch out for. 3J, CM Carlito, Forever Chillin', Killmonger. They went up. Good for them. They got a win. They've not been doing that great, but they got a win when it mattered. So. Main show wins are definitely the way to go. Mark Black, Alaska Brown. Now, Alaska Brown's even down there, and like we talked about, he's getting a Road Warrior title shot. Now, I just mentioned, there's more faces than there are heels above Alaska Brown. Like, there's the same number. He's number 22. There's no 22nd face.
Oh, God.
He's getting the title shot. And it's simply a matter of right place, right time. He's been showing up. He's been doing the house shows. People who don't do them don't get shots at it. So you look and you scroll up and you see names that would be up there that you'd think would go after it. But if they don't do Impact, they're not getting a shot. So that's where that comes in. That's where these guys come along and get that shot. So that's why Alaska Brown's got it. That's why we recommend to show up at all the shows, because you will get a reward kind of like that. It is worthwhile, I'd say.
Hey, even Fart Bucket got a Road Warrior title shot one.
He did, yes.
And he lost by 1 point.
Yeah, he did.
but yeah, that just goes to show you.
We got the Alpha Dog. We got CJ Blackthorn going up. We got the Finn and Jut dropping. Did you ever think you'd see the Finn and Jut, two former world champions and perennial contenders, at 25th and 26th?
No, that's pretty wild. I would not expect that.
I mean, I don't want to copy what Cody said for AEW with the quality of wins, but again, right place, right time, other people stringing together wins, and you lose one or two, it can really shift the landscape very quickly. So that's what we're looking at here, I believe. It's one or two wins, and no one would question them skyrocketing back up, I'd say. That's my opinion of it. So, and rounding it out, we got the Midnight Rider, Cross, and Dave Smells My Fart. And then we have 12 tweeners. As mentioned, LJ, Road Warrior champion. There he is with the belt at number 1. And Hawk is up there as well. You've been a strong follower of that storyline, and
I do really like it.
I
He's like the perfect tweener.
He is. It's literally by definition. He's like a good guy in a heel group and doesn't want to be there because he's forced to, but he's kind of stuck there, so he has to. What?
Right. Right. Exactly.
It's perfect. Tom did drop. He did lose his contender match for the title. Randy the Fiend Orton. We'll get into them in a bit with some match announcements. Godenaku, Daddy Fatsack, Fart Bucket. Fart Bucket went up, and he's ahead of Peanut. And he's ahead of Rab, who dropped.
God.
And then, yeah, XO Kev, Peanut is my bitch 69, and Liquid Vamp is down at the bottom. I believe Liquid Vamp is just there for not having appeared. When she does show, her rankings are taken into account. But yeah, not as strong on the tweeners. You could even make an argument, if you had all of them as faces, we might have just as many. we'd have just almost as many heels. We are very heel heavy. And that's the thing with tweeners. They'll go after anybody. And we'll still have like face-on-face matches and heel-on-heel matches, especially with Impact coming out. We do...
Yeah.
House shows do get a bit more interesting with the matchups. But as the top face, and I can chime in a little bit here too, because I was number one face once and number one heel once. I think that's literally it. I managed both one time. How do you feel about that many tweeners and that many heels with so few faces? Do you feel outnumbered?
A little bit, yeah. But like I said, even though we don't really have the numbers, I feel like we have like we have the strength, kind of. You know, we got a lot of heavy hitters. So,
and the irony is, the people who are more than likely coming after your title next are the top second and third faces.
Right. Yeah.
And one of them's your friend in a tag team.
It's true. It's true.
Like,
I mean, I've talked to him a little bit about it. He's unsure on what he really wants to do. So, well,
which is good
if he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Bastion will probably come after the title. I don't know what she has planned.
Oh, I'll tell you right now. If I was a face and right up there in that same position, I'd be going after the title too. Like it's.
Oh yeah.
No doubt. But on the website, we do always mention this. There is the power rankings. We explain how this stuff works. But it's jobberradio.com. Jobber Radio is on the YouTube channel. JRPL Official is the Twitter handle as well. There's write-ups in here, and there's details about the specifics of the King of the Ring Round 2 and the semifinals. There's the bracket once again. And it talks about how the heels are, the faces, where the advancements are. Because, remember, these rankings counted for 2 rounds of the King of the Ring. So,
yeah,
that's all in there as well. And then there's the 3rd round update, so there's a big write-up about that. Please check that out. Who's messing with the Queen's head? Yeah, the stuff with Red and watching from afar and whatnot is
you,
there.
Scott. No.
What? No. But,
right.
but we will show here that, yes, there is an announcement for a match right here in the power rankings. We're just going to broadcast it for you. If you had read these power rankings when they went out, I believe, Monday night, you would have known that Red will be defending against Pain for the Top Lock Championship at Extreme Rules in a First Blood death match. That's her thing. All about blood. So, Pain, I mean, his name is Pain. And it's all capitals
right.
with a Y. So,
yeah.
And an E at the end. It's
kind of badass.
But what is in here? Red does not know who to believe. Woody, Gords, Scott, Midnight Rider. What? Come on. It's not me. It's not.
I'm really intrigued. I'm really intrigued because that watching from afar thing came up in character chat for SummerSlam.
It did.
So.
It did with a weird date the way it was written as well. So
yeah. So the reveal's coming. I just hope I'm not disappointed. But I'm very intrigued. Very intrigued.
Well, what we've got along here as well, we've got Hawk, like I mentioned, that storyline. There's not much in there, but his storyline's mostly in the write-ups for the events. And then, yeah, we got the other side. We know exactly who the stalker is with the Bomber Jut Kyoko situation. We know Jut is just... it even says, it's the last thing he cares about, is this. He has it in for Bomber. He doesn't care if he wins or loses. And that's more dangerous, I think. That's a problem for Bomber, because Bomber's just trying to do his thing and move on, and the person who's affecting him the most is someone who knows him better than most. Not better than
Right.
everyone, like Kyoko, obviously. But Jut's a problem. And I know that. I've never beaten him. And he's a pain in my ass. He might be ranked 27th for all we care. But he's a problem for anyone, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, do check that stuff out. It's a lot of fun on here. A lot of detail goes into what you do see. The Power Rankings Committee, it's the booking team, basically. It's the same people. It's us. Because we look at what's going on and we decide from there where the matches are. So the rankings actually do matter for a lot of it. But here we go, BeerMe. On screen. BeerMe can't see it, but I always say it like he can.
Can't.
It's Slammiversary.
Hey.
Hey, BeerMe's happy. I'm a little bummed because I was actually going to top log Michael Elgin, and he's suspended now for all this stuff. So
Oh, yeah, that's right. He is. Isn't
yeah. So
Yeah.
let's talk about that really briefly. Not the fact that he's suspended and what he did. That's its own story. That's Java Radio main podcast. That's that kind of stuff.
Like Joey
That's
Ryan.
Dirt Sheets. Joey Ryan as well.
Yeah. Chris, or one of them.
Let's talk about what this does. If this match does not change before the predictions page goes out, Saturday, July 18th means the predictions are due an hour prior. Impact is on Tuesdays, so it'll probably be on Wednesday or Tuesday night around the 14th or so, or 15th. You'll be able to put your predictions in. If that match is exactly as it is right there, with Trey, Edwards, Austin, and Elgin challenging Blanchard, if they haven't removed him from the announced lineup, which we usually default to, not usually, we do default to the website, www.com, or in this case would be impactwrestling.com, that's how it'll be posted. If you put only 1 point on this match and it got thrown out in between the page going live and your picks are in, and then your lock of them Saturday night, if it's your 1-pointer, great. Everything gets scaled down. Your 2-pointer is your 1-pointer. Your 3 is your 2. Your 4 is your 3. If it's your top, it's just gone. If we know before it's locked, it's just gone. So if it does go live and the event starts and everything is ready and here we go and they say, breaking news during the opening package, Michael Elgin will not be competing tonight. Match is thrown out. So if you had 9 points, that 9-pointer is gone. It doesn't descend. And
Right.
that's how that works. And I'm going to leave just that part in and get rid of all that other junk. That's how this stuff goes. So that little reference about what's left, yeah, you guys won't know what that was. That was 10 minutes of me trying to fumble my way through an explanation. Be thankful you don't have that. I'm going to cut that out. But so, with that in mind, it's a house show. It doesn't matter. These points only really matter for the rankings we talked about as far as the Road Warrior. It does get you in line for future Road Warrior title shots, potentially, but also gives you some fun. You can get some achievements based on matches that you win or lose. You get points, as always. And really, you can just do some balls-to-the-wall stuff and have some fun. So
Yeah, and you can call out like people that you want to have a match with, and a lot of times you'll get it.
now,
So
that does happen a lot in our Discord chat. I will say in the character chat, not every match that's asked for in there is made, because sometimes plans are actually there but not announced yet. That's part of what we do.
Right.
We do try to accommodate. It might not happen on this show, but maybe it's on a later one. We try to make things work like that. But it's a lot of times in character chat, things just don't quite work out the way people think, because we just went through who's faces and heels, and people don't quite act the character way. And I get that. You're acting like kind of how you would, or your character. You try to do it. We try to make it work. It's not everyone's going to get what they want, but it's few and far between when that happens. We do try to make it work most of the time. And talk it out with us. Like, if you have an idea for a match, you put in the character chat, run it by one of us. The creative team is all on the website. You can let us know. Catch us in Discord. We'll see what we can do. And no promises, but if we can make something out of it, that's even better. You want to have a throwaway match? Cool. But what if we can make it into something that matters? I think that's a little more interesting, personally. So, we talked about it. We don't have a main event yet. We do have a Road Warrior Championship, LJ versus Alaska Brown, and there's nothing else on there. BeerMe, how about we announce some Slammiversary matches? What do you think?
let's do it to it.
Now, the best part is BeerMe has no idea what these matches are.
Nope. No, nope. Not a
He
single
does
clue.
not know. I'm going to work my way up. I don't know if you know what? I don't know if I'm working my way up. Look, these are all big. Let's be honest. Wookie
Alright.
is going to face Cam Popplestone 1-on-1.
Ooh, all right.
Now, we talked, they're both
I
a
like
little
that.
lower in the rankings, so this is going to see who moves up, who moves down. So
Mm-hmm.
we have Bastion facing the Green Machine, one-on-one.
Ooh, yeah, that'll be good.
Now, that's the kind of match Green can pull out and win.
Yeah.
Bastion really shouldn't lose that, but, I mean, Green is a veteran. He's been around forever. And
Mm-hmm.
he's had issues with the big one, but if he can win this, it keeps him right in that discussion for potential title shots and big matches. So, even though it's a house show, I know that it doesn't really affect it, but it's like, man, he beat Bastion. That's good. Can he do it on the main
Right.
show? Maybe we book that one a little later. That's that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that's where that can come in. Same breath, Spring Tigress versus the Alpha Dog, one-on-one.
Ooh, all right.
Now, Alpha Dog, you've
I
been
like that.
running into him a little bit lately. I just made a running over a dog joke inadvertently. God. But he's been one who's been consistent, but he's had some big losses. So,
Yeah.
and Tigress, I mean, she's only really lost or went to a no contest, what, like once since Mania? And one of
Yeah.
those wins was over you, your only loss
Yeah.
since even before Mania?
Yeah.
Alpha Dog has a big climb ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have one more match for Slammiversary. We have the Regulators, 3J Platinum, Captain Charisma, and Go Tanaku facing. How about you guess this one, Beerme? Who do you think they're going to face?
Team No Chance.
No, different faction. Who do you never bet against?
The Creatures. The Creatures? Is it
Mod
the
Step,
Creatures?
Chappers, and JJ Rocky.
Oh man. Yeah, that. Ooh, yeah. I'm sorry, regulators, but I don't
Yeah,
think that it's gonna belong to you.
It's the two-time tag champs and the guy who went up in a title loss.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm betting on the Creatures, not just because you say don't bet against them, but I mean, come on. I mean, that's nothing against
Right.
the Regulators, but this is a case where I think out with the old, in with the new. And again, I'm not knocking them, but the Creatures are here and they're proven at this point.
And
So
they're on a roll, dude.
Yeah.
They're just steamrolling everybody.
they're on a roll. That loss to you was close, so we got to keep that in mind.
Very close. Too close.
Yeah. So, what do you believe? What do you think of this card so far? That's all we got for Slammiversary now. There's a few names missing. We don't have our main event yet, but more is coming. But what do you think of how it's filling out so far for Impact?
I really like it. Like you said, the old versus the new. You got Green Machine and Bastion, which Green Machine is GMSG's stablemate and boy, so that's good. Tigress and Alpha Dog should be really good, and the Road Warrior title, of course, will definitely be really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Alaska Brown can do there with LJ.
Yeah, because he's quietly been on a roll.
That's the most dangerous for Road Warrior champions. Those are the ones that go for a while. Like they come out of nowhere and they win it. So
Yeah.
I love that with that title. So there we go. Now let's not stop there. Let's go to Extreme Rules. How about we take a look at that?
I'm down.
So yeah, we've got our main
Yeah.
event. It is the King of the Ring final, GMSG versus Bastion. No stipulation. It's the final. We got the Top Block Championship, like we said, Redhead versus Pain in a first blood match, which is kind of a flavored version of a death match. So it's a death match for as far as the rules are concerned, but it's themed like a first blood match. Is all we do there.
That's cool, though. I like that.
And we've got the Ultraviolent Championship, Broken Nerd versus a contender, stipulation to be named. And we've got the Road Warrior Championship, champion to be named, and stipulation versus RGX, because we don't know if it's going to be Alaska Brown or LJ as of yet. So let's fill out this card a little bit.
All right.
Let's start at the top of my list here. We have a match that's been a while in the making. CM Carlito versus Super Hippo.
All right.
In a death match, we're calling an Asylum death match.
Oh, that's dope.
It's been a long time coming, and we're basically going to lock him away and make him sort it out.
Right. Sting and Macho Man.
Yeah, that's
Oh, wow.
that's going to be a real fun one. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Also, a long time coming, Luke Gray versus Hiro Shin Moses in a steel cage hardcore match.
Oh, all right, that's new. I like that. I
Again,
like that.
everything's a stipulation here, so
Mm-hmm.
the feud might be coming to a head, but it's coming to a head with violence. So
Oh yeah.
now we've got Redhead in Pain. Like I said, it's in the article First Blood Death Match, so that's for the Top Lock Championship. And we've got one more match. It is an Ultimate X match for the #1 contendership of the Tag Team Championship.
Oh.
We have 4 teams. We have members of the Renaissance, Cassius 8K, Cassius, and Nathan 8K. We have the Eloquent Enigmas, Jonathan C.T. Martin, and Junction. We have Randy the Fiend Orton and Cade Gailey. And we joked about it before, but they pulled out the win, and here you go. Forever Killin'
Oh wow.
are our 4 contender teams. Now, you'd think Renaissance, the way they've been, it's kind of theirs to take, but the Enigmas, just when you think they're down, they pull something like this out. But Randy and Cade have been doing crazy, and who knows about Forever Killin'? So
Yeah. Yeah, I think Renaissance are definitely the favorites, but I don't know. Any one of those teams could win it. And it's an Ultimate X, so anything can happen.
Yep. And Ultimate X rules are on the website, jobberradio.com. You can go on there and look at the rule descriptions in the Prediction League area. Matches like that, hardcore matches, death matches, you have cases where your points are doubled, where your negative points are issued if you didn't get one right. So say you picked, this is for Extreme Rules, so say you picked Dolph Ziggler is going to win with 5 points, but you were wrong, you get negative 5 points. That kind of stuff is in play for these matches, so do keep in mind how that's going to go down. That is rounding out Extreme Rules. You'll notice we left out a few more matches. We have a main event, but we don't have ironically, the Ultraviolent Championship has not been mentioned yet for Extreme Rules, you would think. The board is working to find the appropriate match for that, because it's almost like that's the marquee kind of thing for that title. That's always with a stipulation, so it's got to have a good one. So that's coming into play. But Extreme Rules, how do you feel about that one filling out? We had a few more matches already, but we got some interesting ones for this main show.
It is. It's looking like a really good card. I like the stipulations. The Asylum, you got Steel Cage, Ultimate X, First Blood.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it does lend itself towards cinematic, obviously. The Asylum, I mean, that's not going to be just a thematic thing. That's going to be an asylum, I've got to think, like actually in a building.
Right.
The redhead match. That's what it is when it's First Blood. The First Blood, I don't know how that's going to go down, but I could see that easily being that one. I mean, Broken Nerds, the king of cinematic matches, we got to see something happen there, wherever that goes, but we'll see what the rest of it is, obviously. And we actually didn't mention the stipulation for the Road Warrior Championship match. That's not been announced yet either. More on that in the coming weeks too, though. There's something that might be happening with that. We'll get to that. So, BRB has no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't.
It's more fun that way.
Intrigued.
But
yeah.
more on that as we go. One last thing we'll mention, because I mean, really, we're sitting at 36 minutes already, Bear Me, which is how long the last one was, and that's obscene. I don't know why it's taken this long. But the one last thing I want to mention here this week is the fact that we have that survey up, that it is down in the description. It is regarding the bonus questions. It's like 30 questions due for the first week of July. We want to know whether you like or dislike bonus questions. And if you really like certain ones, we'll keep them in there, because we kind of gauge you from like, oh man, I hate this one. But that's one voice out of 60. We want to really hear what you guys think. And it is yes or no, so please be serious. We will gauge it, and I mean, if it's still someone comes out and says outright, I don't like this one, here's why. Oh, that could supersede everything. So please be in contact as well. At the bottom of it, there is a suggestion spot as well to put in your own ideas. Also, that's there for you. So, but we kind of ran through it pretty quick. We got our rankings, we got some matches, we got more to come. But other than that, I'm talked out already. How about you, champ? Anything else to say this week before we go?
No, I think we got it all covered.
Think so? Okay. Well, what we have next week, obviously, is more matches. But we're going to have some fun with it. What we're going to do is have a Q&A. We had a lot of fun with the last Q&A. We want you guys to send us more questions for next week. The fact that we might record it Monday, Tuesday means get them in right away. Follow JRPL Official on Twitter. The details will be put there. We're going to use that with the hashtag. I don't know what it is yet. But that'll be there. You can follow that one. Send it to that one. We'll see what's on there. Or even if it's posted and you reply to that same one, put them in there. We'll keep an eye on the Discord as well. But Twitter is the best way to go for that hashtag. And I'll tell you right now, if we get 3 questions, that'll last us a half hour. So please, please give us questions, whatever you want to hear, be it behind the scenes, be it kayfabe, be it storyline, whatever you want to know. And we can answer as much as we can. If you have like questions about where stuff came up, I'll tell you right now, I write a lot of the cinematic matches and the main event stuff and the BeerMe stuff. If you want to know where inspiration's coming from on that, I'll let you know on that one. If you want to know where some of the other stuff comes in, we'll let you know there. If you want to know who Watching From Afar is, I can't tell you that. I don't know. Like, there's only so much we can do regarding that. So, but BeerMe, I think we should call it there. I think next week is going to be a hell of a lot of fun with those questions.
It definitely will be.
Anything you want to say to the fans before we go?
No. Good luck, everybody. In a few weeks at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, remember that's a double weekend, guys. It's Saturday and Sunday, house show and main show. Don't get them mixed up and think that Impact is on Sunday. But we got weeks. We're going to remind you all the way through. We're going to break it all down when we get there. Don't worry. We won't let you forget. So stay subscribed on here. Follow on Twitter. Keep an eye on everything. Join us in the Discord. It's a hell of a lot of fun. You can see how much fun we're having. So why wouldn't you not want to be part of that? It sounds like fun, right? Yeah. So for BeerMeJesus, I'm Scott. Have a good night.